What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We are kicking off our 26th episode in our Rise of the Forsaken campaign. This is, of course, 4th edition. I am, of course, your DM for the night, your GM as it was, Jumbo Thick, joined by the unfortunate fellowship, Mr. Doobie209 and Jumbo Smooth. If you care to introduce yourselves, boys.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing the role of Marius Wolf, a master miner.
Master miner.
Master miner. I'm good at my craft. I'm also a part-time pugilist. And, yeah, ready to get started.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? Doobie209 here. I play Seamus McGreedy, and I like to bet my money on Marius in the pit fighting. Win lots of gold and silver.
Yeah, well,
good,
good
bet.
A little more faith would have got you a little more gold, but it's fine. It's fine. You made a gold piece. You made significantly more than what Marius got paid, because he didn't even dispute how much he got paid. It was fine.
I know. I feel guilty about it later. I was like, I should have haggled.
You could have haggled him. I kind of thought you were going to. So Mr. Gold's gonna lowball you no matter what. I mean, come on, you should expect it. Regardless, with that out of the way, let's get into it, guys. Let's just do this thing. Last we left off, let's see here. You guys have returned from a series of adventures. You finally made it back to Sealburg. You discovered you had a long-lost child, Marius. Seamus found out your mom was dead. Still haven't visited her grave. You joined a company of road wardens, as you are, in fact, a very accomplished road sergeant now at this point. The town has changed significantly. It has about 8 years have passed, so it's been a lot has changed in that time span. You guys met some new people. There's a lot of new things going around. Marius, you were approached by one Mr. Gold and offered a chance to earn some extra coin in a fighting arena, fighting pit, illegal gambling ring. Well, maybe not illegal. Who knows? Probably illegal, though, being how hidden it is. Seamus joined you. Seamus also had a mild episode out in the woods where he killed a man, and it was covered up by his cronies. So that's a plus. You
sure did.
Defeated 2 people in the arena. You defeated one, Jimmy the Tooth. Personal favorite name right there. Knocked his last remaining tooth, so now he's Jimmy the Toothless. He has nothing left. He's just Jimmy. He's just Jimmy now. And he defeated him. And then a very large Sartosan man, who you never even got his name, challenged you, and you probably killed him with your bare hands.
I
happened.
I tried to walk away. You did. You tried to walk away.
He goaded you back into it. So
Seamus tried to goad me on too.
Seamus did. Seamus did as well. Seamus was probably somewhat at fault for that one. But regardless, you won both your bouts. Seamus won some money. You got paid. You left. You went your separate ways. You both got a room. You were approached on your way back to the bar, to the Silver Thaggy, by I believe you referred to him as the man boy. Or just, he doesn't really have a name. No one's asked, and he hasn't told you. But the boy that you had left with Mother Inga after the Tarkag fight, the kind of crazed child that you left in her care, and he approached you with a summons of a sort, that Mother Inga has foreseen something on the rise in the near future, and you should seek her out. Upon the next morrow, you guys outfitted yourselves. At least I think you did. You can always go back if you'd like. And you went to Mother Inga's hovel, seeking it out, as it is usually not in just one place. Though apparently she wanted to be found, as you found it rather quickly. You were then informed that there is some kind of darkness on the rise. Some kind of shadowy figure is at work. Marius might have an idea, because you've gotten a couple more glimpses at what possibly might be happening. But either way, you guys had a very instructional meeting with Mother Inga. She gifted you both with a totem of sorts that she claims will protect you from the stark difference in time that affected you the last time you utilized the Tunnel of the Old Ones, as they are, in fact, relics of a bygone era that neither of you would have any idea what the hell that was. But anyway, you had just left her hovel, and you were stepping through into the woods, and that's about where we left off. Does that sound right to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you like to do?
Oh, it's always a pleasant visit at Mother Inga's there, Seamus.
Aye, guess we're going on some adventure, you know.
Ah, should we just go straight there, or should we head back into town? I'm not sure if I need to do anything there, but I didn't ask if you did.
I think I got enough supplies, so whatever I forgot, I'll just take off of you.
Oh, very, very well. I guess let's go back to that blasted evil dome.
The evil dome it is. So,
Ah,
all right. It is at this point, as you've stepped out of Mother Inga's hovel, it was early morning. It is now mid-afternoon. Time acts funny in her space, as it was, and quite some more time has passed than what it is felt like to the two of you. But you know the way. You think you know where you're at. Seamus, you would know very well where you're at, and you, being experienced and being a local and everything, you definitely know exactly the way to get back to the mountain trail. So I'm assuming, are you going to lead the way, Seamus McCready?
I will lead the way.
Okay, are you taking your horse with you?
I imagine I'd probably take it to the base of the mountain.
Okay. What are you going to do with Rachel?
I guess I'm just going to set her free. I have no idea how long this is going to
You're
take.
just going to set her free at the base of the
it's
mountain.
gonna be a magical moment. I can't wait.
I don't want to tie her up, and then we're gone for another 8 years.
I mean,
Was she?
I will say this. The tunnel was big enough that you could walk her into the tunnel.
It's true, but I don't have any food for her.
Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's up to you.
She's smart.
Say what?
Is she smart enough to go? Is she smart enough to go back to the barracks?
Seamus did no training with her for his endeavors. I will say you've been there a year. We'll make a check if this is what you're planning on doing, to see if she's just going to go gallivant somewhere else or if she'll go back home.
All right, let's do it.
I'll let it be your choice. You can either use, let me see here. Let me look up my skills real quick, because there might be a specific one we might want to use here. This isn't exactly ride, but that might be the one we go with. Let's see here. Do you have charm animal by chance?
I do not have ride horse and animal care.
Okay, I'll accept ride. You can use ride.
All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. Oh yeah, that's a 13 out of 37.
Okay. All right. So you get to the base of the mountain, to the trail that you know you're going to have to hike up, and you feel confident. I'm assuming you take what you need off of the horse.
Yep.
Okay. So do you, for instance, there's probably some trophies hanging across her saddle, like probably some old skulls and whatnot. I mean, you are rather infamous these days, the headsman, as it was. Would you leave them where they're at? Do you want to take one with you?
I'll leave them where they're at. That way my horse is recognizable.
Okay, good idea. Good idea. So you give her a slap on the rear, tell her to head back home, and she trots off in the direction that that the camp is set up for the road warden. So you believe she'll probably make it there if nothing eats her on the way. But at least you think she's going to get there. So, all right, we will do that then. All right, that is of note. Okay, so we are going to be traveling up the mountain now at this point. There's a firm path. Marius, you would know the path as well. So all I need to know is who is leading the way up the path, or if Seamus is still leading.
I'll probably lead this time. I think I'm familiar enough.
Okay. Are you
with this?
What is your readiness factor? Like, are you lax? Are you like on edge? Or do you have the crossbow in your hands? Like, what level of paranoia are we at right now?
I would say lax, but the crossbow is in the hands.
Okay. Same thing for you, Marius. Kind of.
Yeah, I probably always have like my pick on my shoulder, kind of with one hand on it, at least,
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair at the ready, just in case. Nothing's gonna happen, of course. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna go great.
Of course.
So, with that being said, you begin hiking up this trail. You see a few familiar sights. It's a very gradual trail at first, and then it kind of starts to kick it into another gear as you get closer towards the summit and towards the rock shelf, where the hidden entrance into the tunnels is. Some time passes, about an hour or so, and you probably have another hour or two left. And you start to notice, the both of you, go ahead and give me perception checks.
Ooh. Yeah, I got an 85.
Okay. Would you like to re-roll it?
No.
All right.
I'll trust Marius.
Your trust is well placed. I got a 4 out of 41.
4. Okay, so Marius is a little more comfortable in the mountains. He's a little more on the lookout. Seamus, you're more or less just keeping track of the path, making sure you don't accidentally maneuver off of it, because there are a couple branching paths off of this. Marius, in particular, you get to a certain point where you almost have almost like a flashback, where you remember that crazed rat-like monstrosity that jumped on you and stabbed you in the chest. It was right about this area. As you kind of glance around and you can look down, and there's a little bit of a blood stain on the rock there. Looks like it's soaked in, and the passage of time has not weathered it completely away. So you kind of have an idea of where you're at. And just so happens at this moment, as you're kind of looking at it, that you notice that you've been hearing chittering as you're going up the mountain.
Chittering?
Chittering. And this bulbous rat head peeks up over the top of the rock shelf. It's not human size, but it is like dog size. It is a giant rat monstrosity. It just kind of peeks up over the rock and then hisses at you. with its little red beady eyes.
And this is a rat, not a rat.
It's a rat, but it's huge. It's like the size
Huge.
of like a small dog. Yeah.
Okay. And it's how far away from me?
It's probably about 10 feet, 15 feet.
Oh, 10.
You guys might have startled it as you were walking by.
I'll probably just kind of shout at it, "Bugger off!"
And it kind of just hisses back at you and then kind of slinks away. Continue
Shame
onwards.
it's these
then,
rats. Keep an eye out, Seamus. I'd hate to see if we went to sleep when these monstrosities came up on our bedrolls and took a nibble.
It's filthy. Filthy creatures. I guess, maybe we'll have to kill one or two and take them as some trophies.
Yeah, always the trophies. You would have a better chance at hitting one of them than I would.
Mm.
Well, that's why I got you around. You can take on the big ones, and I can just stay in the back and pepper them.
So you continue. I'm assuming you're having this conversation as you're walking.
Yeah, as we walk. As we walk.
Climb.
Yeah.
You're starting to climb at this point, and it's getting steep enough to where it's becoming a bit of a climb. No check necessary, but Seamus, as you're climbing up, and you come to a point where you kind of have to actually grip the side of the mountain to kind of prevent yourself from falling. Your hand grasps one of the nearby rocks, and it loosens and falls away. And as it does, another rat comes slinking out of the hole that the rock was in. And it doesn't give you a second glance. It just darts past you, startles you for a moment, but not enough to knock you over.
Praise ancestors. Jesus, Mary, did you see that thing?
I know, Seamus, the Rat Catchers Guild has really been sitting on their asses apparently the past 8 years. They're everywhere.
They are,
I think
indeed.
Seamus, when we get back, Seamus, I think we might have to take this on ourselves. Apparently the people at the Rat Catchers Guild is just complete incompetence.
Do you think there's good pay in rat catching?
We could probably make a fair bit of coin if we, get a bounty for each rat.
I don't know. It sounds like it might be something that's below me.
Which may be true, but who else is going to do anything about it?
I prefer to get my bounties on the people and not the rats.
Indeed.
If only Master Catch was still here.
Oh, if only Catch was here. And as if by some like summoning, as soon as you mentioned the name Catch.
Who the fuck is that guy?
You don't remember him?
I don't know who you're talking about, Mary.
He was the young master that was with me when we first met. He ran off and never to be seen again. The village thinks he consorted with beastmen to let them in, which, of course, is...
yes. That's the man that blew up the gate.
That's horseshit.
and as you say that, Marius, you guys come to a more level part of the path, and Seamus, one of the largest rats you've ever seen, besides the rat-sized men that attacked you, comes peeking around the corner up the path from you and locks eyes with you and hisses. It's about 15 feet or so, and it is huge. It's bigger than the last one that Marius saw. It's probably about 2 feet tall, and God knows, you can only see like the head right now. God knows how big it actually is.
Fuck, Marius. Take a look at that thing. Watch me shoot it.
Toy, I'm gladly.
Go ahead and take a shot.
Ooh, this is gonna be close. It's been so long since I played this. 55 out of 56.
Ooh, man, you ain't kidding. And not only is
yeah.
it close, it's also a critical hit. so,
It is. Oh.
So there's no reason to roll on a table or anything because it doesn't have the hit points to survive this bolt. no matter how much damage you do, it doesn't have enough. You see Marius over Seamus's shoulders as I'm assuming you're using your repeater crossbow.
Yes.
Yes. With the special bolts.
Hell yeah, bro.
Of course. So you let loose a bolt, and the thing doesn't have time to even flinch as the bolt just penetrates straight through the forehead. Dead center mass, perfect shot between the eyes, and it immediately goes and just falls limp dead. And it's at exactly that moment that Seamus, you glance over to your left, and you notice at the ridge line above you, suddenly you hear more chittering, and I need both of you to roll initiative because you killed that rat.
Oh. I'm the rat catcher now.
I thought it was gonna be like a raptor rat, and it was gonna be next to the left of him, and he would say, "Clever girl." Clever girl.
Initiative, boys.
Ooh, I rolled a 12.
All right. Seamus.
Bad. I got a 10.
A 10. So, Marius, you're up first. You are not far behind Seamus, within a couple feet. You see him decimate this rat. The bolt is still quivering in its body. He just like it went through and hit stone at some point. It's just kind of pulsating there, and you hear and see movement to your left. And as you glance over Marius, you react just slightly quicker than Seamus does, as a swarm of rodents begin cascading over the top of this ridgeline in your direction. And they're jumping at you, and they are going to try to bite your face off. You have a chance, because you reacted so well, to possibly swipe one out of the air if you would like. But you probably don't have much of a movement, because this is kind of like a pseudo surprise round, but not really. So it's up to you what you would like to do.
Yeah, I'll probably try that defensive swipe.
Okay.
Good.
Go ahead and make me an attack.
That is going to be... Ooh, not good enough. That is going to be a 79 out of 64.
Well, it's a good thing that they're smaller than you, because you actually get a plus 20 to hit them in melee.
Oh.
That would be 79 out of 84.
Exactly. So you, despite how horribly you rolled, the damage you do is also insanity. So this thing just hisses and flies at you. It's this one's not as big as that one, but it's of a considerable size. This thing probably weighs like 80 pounds. And as it's lunging over the top of this hill at you, you just plant just in like a baseball swing. The pit goes through the side, catches it. It screams its last. Little blood flails across you, and you fling it down. Would you like to do anything else, sir? You have a free action.
I'm assuming it's kind of... I'm envisioning kind of like a tight quarters path.
Oh,
right
yes.
now
Yes.
on the mountain. So probably just like try to defend myself if I can, if Seamus is in front of me.
Yes.
And
Okay.
try to defend ourselves.
All right. And that ends your turn then. Seamus McCready, it is your turn. Marius reacts just a smidge quicker than you. You see him, the pick flash and something squeak, and it gives you just enough time to look up and see that there are 3 jaws of considerable size lunging towards you, connected to large rodent-like bodies. What would you like to do, Seamus?
I'd like to shoot at one of them.
Okay, you're going to bring the crossbow up. Okay.
If it's far enough to shoot.
You have it, they're getting close, but it's not like melee range yet. So I will say you have time, because you have a repeater crossbow, to loose another bolt. So go ahead and make an attack.
That is a 16.
This is a small target. It doesn't matter. You hit anyway, because yours is so high. It would be a -10 to hit because it's small, but but it's not going to matter. You still hit. So it still does too much damage.
Yeah.
So you sling the crossbow up just in time after shooting the other rat. Take another one mid-flight and pin it to the side of the wall as they're lunging down at you. It's at this point that is that going to be it for your turn, Seamus?
Yeah, I'd probably use my movement if I can to step back.
Yeah, there's
maybe bumping into Marius.
Barely any space besides you. I'd say you probably get about 5 feet or so before you're at the edge of the path. And it is, while it's not a sheer cliff face down, it's still steep, and you wouldn't want to accidentally stumble off the side.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
Okay, of course not. Of course not. So you slide back as best you can with the crossbow at the ready at these ravening chittering horde that's cascading down the mountain. And let's see here, since Seamus backed up a little bit, Marius, you're going to take the brunt of this.
All right.
I need you to roll me some defense, Marius.
Okay. Can I use my pick?
You can. You can use your pick.
Okay. That's what I'll do then. That is a 12 out of 64.
12 out of 64. That's
Do
definitely
I add 20?
No, that's only for attacking, not for defending.
Okay.
Okay, well that's definitely a success. You knock aside one of the jaws as they're nipping towards your leg. This one, however, is flying towards your face. I need you to roll me another defense.
Okay. That's going to be 24 out of 74.
Okay, this is going to be no contest. I've got a feeling. So you just smack it. You smack it to the side. It doesn't connect as it just kind of flies by. There's one more though. Go ahead and roll me one more defense, Marius.
All right. That's 35 out of 84.
35 out of 8, of course. Why not? Why not? Why not 84? I mean, you can almost not miss. It's fine. So yes, you once again just as easily just bat this one to the side. This one was going for one of your ankles. They're starting to circle you though at this point. And you've got the feeling that they're going to have advantages towards attacking you now, mechanically speaking, since they are encircling you. But you survive without taking any damage. Seamus, you've got 2 launching at you. I need you to defend yourself in some way, sir.
All right. Let's go for the dodge, I guess. Oh boy, that is a failure. I got an 83.
Okay, would you like to re-roll that, Seamus?
Yes, I would. That's a failure, but it's not as bad. That's a 49.
Okay, it's not going to matter. I rolled so poorly. The first one would have been fine. Had to get you burn that fortune point, though. It's fine. So this one comes flying at you, and you don't get out of the way quick enough. The dodge isn't successful, but you don't take any damage as apparently the jaws just weren't in the right place, and it just kind of bounces off your chest, just kind of plunks off of you. It's got some weight behind it, but you're braced enough seeing it coming. But because of that, there's a second one coming in, and it might have advantage on attacking you since you're a little off balance.
Oof.
Go ahead and defend yourself, Seamus.
All right. Ooh, yeah, that's a 21. And that'll be a. Oh.
Okay.
You hit me, bro.
Well, Seamus, you're not going to like this. That was a critical hit, Seamus. Oh, let's roll on this table real quick. Let's see if this rat kills you.
On a rat.
On a rat.
Oh, shit. That knocked me off the cliff.
That's good. That very well could happen, Seamus. It very well could happen. Let's see. Ooh, shit. Oh, that's rough. Let's see here. Oh, rolled pretty high.
Oh, that's never good to hear.
On that one. Let me make sure. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking at that right. Woo!
Lost an arm.
Okay. Well. All right. This one actually comes flying towards your left leg, and it goes specifically towards your boots. And you see these giant chisel fangs snap down through the toe of your boots. I need you to make me an endurance test.
Oh, God. Ooh, you're not gonna like this, bro.
What?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, well,
endurance.
Well, for some reason, you just instinctively draw your toes back, and the teeth slip right where one of your toes would have been. That would have amputated it. And it clinches down through your boots. It still, however, scratches kind of some of the skin, and you technically have a bleeding condition. You are actively bleeding, but you are not missing a toe right now. So, yeah, that happened. You probably squeal out like, "Oh, bastard rat's latched onto your foot at this point," and that's the end of its turn. So that brings us to the top of the round at Marius Wolf. You see, Seamus is not in a good spot right now, but you have problems of your own. You're surrounded by 3 rodents. And it looks like there's more coming. What would you like to do?
Can we push our way through these rats? Is that possible?
You can attempt to do whatever you like.
I didn't know what size they were.
They're they're on average. They're on average somewhere between 60 and 80 pounds.
Fuck.
These are very large rats.
Well, then that changes my plan. I will hit the biggest one, I guess.
Okay.
And you said there's more coming. How many more are coming?
You just hear more chittering. You don't know how many more are coming. You have no idea.
What? I'm sorry. I kind of broke up there.
Oh, sorry. You just all you can hear is just more chittering and like squealing. You have no earthly idea how many are up there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit the biggest one. And yeah, I'll hit the biggest one for now.
Okay, make me an attack. It's going to attempt to dodge.
All right. That's a 59 out of, what would be that, 94.
Well, that obviously kills it. You plunk through the top of its head. It squeals out, and as it does, some of the two rats around it kind of shuffle back just a tad, just kind of. You can see that they're getting there. I mean, they're not stupid animals by any means, but something drove them into a frenzy, almost like a fight or flight kicked in, almost like somebody murdered one of their own. Would you like to do anything else
Maybe
with your
some
turn,
flight should kick in.
Marius?
Yes, I would like to look at the ones that are kind of getting scared and just kind of let out a yell. Just run, you little shits! And I'll after that I'll be like, Seamus, get the Molotovs ready.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
Just in case we gotta burn these bastards, you know.
Okay. I will also, let you know that you can, as your action, you can make an intimidation check and possibly scare away, stupid individuals.
Okay.
Just
I didn't know if they were intelligent rats or not.
yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean no. Well, they're
I might try it next
these
time.
are like animals. They're not like sentient.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah. Regardless. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the end of your turn. So Seamus, you hear Marius bellow out to you. You see him kill yet another rodent. You have a rat attached to your boot right now. What are you doing?
I assume it's too close to shoot, so I'd likely pull out my sword and stab it.
Okay. Slice down, go for a stab. Go ahead and make me an attack.
Ooh, that's not good. I rolled a 64 out of 55.
It's.
Do
you want to use that fortune to make it a hit?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're burning through all these fortune points. You didn't need to. It's fine. So you stab down into it and skewer it. And as you do, you feel the blood pulse out of your foot as you lost a wound from bleeding. But then the unnatural magic of your sword, the death incarnate that is infused, it sucks away the life essence from this dying creature and refills you back to full. But you might want to staunch the flow somehow. Would you like to do anything else with your turn?
No, like use my action, so no.
You can, as a benevolent DM, you can use a resolve point to make your bleeding condition go away.
Okay, that's how I like to do that. I don't know if you'd let me do that or not.
Yes, of course you can. You can use it. You can use resolve or fortune anytime you want. So you get one per turn. All right. So
I'll do that then.
All right. Would you still got a free action, or if you want to run away and let this rat bite you, this other one, you can do that as well.
I can't run anywhere, so I'm going to stand my ground.
Okay, fine. Oh, I forgot to mention, you did take not much. You took 4 wounds from that bite attack earlier.
Ooh.
That bypass toughness and everything. You just take 4 wounds. So
yeah.
All right. So that is the end of Seamus's turn. So now it's the rats. They're looking a little antsy, but as soon as they look a little antsy, more spill over the top. And you now have Seamus. You have, it looks like 4 more rats come charging at you, and it looks like 7 more rats come spilling over and charging at Marius Wolf. It's not looking good, guys. It's looking pretty bad, in fact. They are encircling you, and it looks like something has driven them into a frenzy. So, Seamus, you're going to get several attacks towards you.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead and roll me a defense, and we'll see how this goes.
All right. I do have my sword out, so let's do that instead. These are terrible rolls. That's an 86.
would you like to use your last fortune point?
So he's got 4, I think, doesn't he?
This should be his last
I got 2
one.
points right now.
Oh, damn.
I've used 3 already?
Have you
I
not?
thought you
Have
only
you only
used
used 2?
I
think
think
I
I've used
used
2.
Okay, well then, you have 2 more then. Would you like to use your second to last fortune point?
No, I'm gonna hold on to this one.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
You're playing mind games with me.
I am, because the rat leaps up and actually grabs a hold of your shoulder as your guard slips. You
Damn.
you take from one of these rats. You take 4 damage, which you can negate with your toughness bonus. Do you have armor on your chest?
On my chest,
Or on your
I
arms,
do,
excuse
but not
me.
on my-
Do you have any
on my
armor on your
I
arms?
don't.
Do you not have
No.
a leather jack?
I lost it in the pwn, so I think I just had the chainmail.
Yeah, you're right. You do. So yeah, so it pierces through your shoulder because it's technically an arm wound. So you take 1 wound because of your toughness bonus because it's so fucking high. But you take a wound from that. Now I need you to roll me another defense.
Oh, that's a 78.
Now, what's going on?
Would you like to re-roll that one?
No, I don't. I'm gonna let it ride.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
It's fine, because this one comes lunging towards you, and even though you're stumbling backwards, you manage to just slightly interpose your sword and fend it off. I need you to make another defense, Seamus.
All right, let's do this. Give me
You're
that
getting
hot
some momentum
hand.
up.
All right, that's a 16.
Okay, easily, same thing once again. You this time a little more self-assured. Knock it to the side. And I'm going to say that's all that get a chance to attack you, because they don't have the space to get to you. But they're starting to climb on top of each other. This is becoming a true, almost horror show of just rats cascading down this hill.
Are they,
Marius.
like, falling off the cliff or anything?
Yes, they are spilling around you. Some of them are falling off the side. Now, it is not like a sheer cliff face. It's just steep. And, they're rats, so they're a lot more dexterous than you probably would be falling off the side here. So it doesn't look like that many of them are just splatting, but a couple are. Marius, as this chittering horde is encompassing you, they're starting to pile on top of each other, and you need to defend yourself.
Very well.
Go ahead and roll.
All right. Settling. Ooh, nice. That's a 50 out of 104.
Well, for you, that's a critical hit, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Sir.
it is. So one of them comes in, and you spear it under the chin, kind of launch it over the cliffside behind you. It is definitely dead. Go ahead and roll me another defense,
All right.
Marius.
All right. That's a 59 out of 114.
Oh. Except for
Wow.
it can't go over 100, so it's a 59 out
Oh.
of 100. But
right.
yes. All right. Do you want to re-roll that one, Marius?
No.
Damn it. You bat this one aside as well. You smack it to the side.
that's
Go ahead and roll
feeling
me
pretty
another defense,
confident.
Marius, as there's just more. There's just
All right.
more coming in.
all right. That's gonna be that's gonna be a 2 out of.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you don't want to re-roll that one. It easily,
No.
once again, smack it to the side. There's
right.
one more that's going to
more.
get an opportunity to bite you, Marius. Go ahead and roll for me.
All right. It's going to be a 26 out of 104 or 100. Sorry.
Okay, would you like to re-roll that one?
No.
I'm glad you didn't, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yes, I am glad you didn't. Okay, where's this going to hit you
Oh.
at? Yes, hell yes. All right, critical hit, baby. Critical fucking hit.
All right.
I knew I was going to get something out of this. Let's see here. Take the okay. Damn it! You get so lucky with these.
Oh.
The rats. One of them jumps off of one of the other ones after you just killed one, and you're batting them aside. Just a true swarm overwhelming you. And there's just a moment. There's too many. And it clamps down on your left shoulder. These jaws clench. And you get a single bleeding condition because I rolled really poorly. And you're going to have an ugly scar now on your shoulder. And you also take, it looks like 5 wounds.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all that happens. The horde is looming in, Marius Wolf. It is now your turn.
All right. Seamus was one who I guess was the leading, so I'd be like, oh, Seamus, it's time to go. And I will take my Molotov. No, actually, well, let me just. Oh no, let me see.
You lost all your momentum when you got bit.
I know, I know. That's what I'm thinking. I wonder if I can intimidate an entire horde of rats.
I mean, you could always make a check and see. Let's see how good you do.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and intimidate him.
Make me an intimidation check then.
Let's get a shot at him. That's gonna be a 13 out of 60.
Woo! Woo! Okay, I rolled for him. What are you going to say? You're just gonna scream?
Yeah, just kind of scream at him, just kind of bellowing out. Just, I'll kill all of you.
Yeah, and as this loud noise exits your body, you see most of them around you, around your immediate vicinity, begin to like instinctively cringe away. Just. And they're kind of giving you just a brief moment of almost like a path is clearing around you.
I might take that path to flee if I can.
Are you going up or down?
I'm trying to go up is what my intention
so
is. So
Seamus is in front of you. Are you going to try to grab him on your way, or what are you doing here?
Ooh, I'll pick him up like a little girl.
Yes. So you swing by. You go to snag him. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Okay.
Just for funsies, I guess.
Just for friends.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. That's a 15 out of, 60.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I figured it was gonna pass. So yes. So
yeah.
You easily snatch Seamus, kind of pull him away from the horde. They are partying around you, but they're not partying around Seamus. So Seamus, you are going to get several opportunity attacks against you. I hope I rip your leg off in the process. Let's find out.
Oh damn, that would be nuts.
Okay, that didn't happen.
That would be nuts.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. One hit! A single hit out of all of this. You take 3 wounds that you can negate your toughness bonus. So you just take another wound, essentially. As Marius pulls you inside, one of the rats was still kind of cleaning onto your leg. It gets a good nibble in. But Marius pulls you free. And I'm going to say you get probably 20 feet up the path. Away from the horde, and it doesn't appear that they are following you yet. Seamus, it is your turn.
What can I do? Is he like? Am I restrained?
I'm assuming Marius just picked you up. I did like fireman carry, like slung you over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And you're just
pretty much
and he's got you and he's going up this mountain. So, I wouldn't probably not restrained because he's not trying to restrain you. But I mean, you could probably hop down and do something if you'd like. I doubt he's going to stop you.
Yeah, I want to firebomb them so they don't follow us.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Okay. Do you have a Molotov?
Well, I
He
think
does.
Okay.
He's got two.
How many did you give me? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I gave him two.
Do you have any proficiency with explosives or anything of the sort?
I don't at
Okay.
all.
I will need you
Unless
to
you
give me.
consider my pistol.
No, that's black powder. This is like explosives.
All right.
It's like it's a separate skill. So essentially, in order to light this, not even throw it, just to get it lit quick enough, I'm gonna need you to make me a dex check. Or a
what check? A dex?
Dex. There might be a skill. Do you have any skills related to your dexterity? Let me look them up real quick.
I don't think so.
Just give me some kind of dexterity check then.
All right. Oh, I got a 33 out of 30.
Hey, do you have a? You got one more fortune point.
Oh, you do?
You can just make it a success.
It's a critical
Yeah,
fail
I'm-
if you don't.
It is
I
exactly.
want to make it a. I'm gonna make it a success.
Okay, good. That's probably a wise decision, because otherwise the Molotov would have been dropped at your feet. so you grab the. I'm assuming you kind of like push your way off of Marius, reach into your bag, get the Molotov that he gifted you. Quickly with your good dexterity, since you used your fortune point, you managed to take some flint and spark quick enough to get this thing lit. As it is ready to go. Marius made some very, very high quality Molotovs when he rolled these. So it lights almost instantly. And I will need you to make me just a straight ballistic skill throw.
All right.
Because you don't have any proficiency with it.
Ooh, yeah, 23 out of 46.
23 out of 46. So, yes, easily can lob it. This was going to be an easy test, an easy test anyway, because it's such a big horde. But you lob it in just the right arc to where it hits towards the ones closest to you. And as the glass shatters, the flames and liquid spray across the front row of the vermin and just instantly ignites. And you just hear a squeal of, "Ah!" as they're all instinctively retreating away from the flames. Many of them are on fire, and you smell burnt rodents wafting up the path towards you. A not very pleasant smell, but one that Marius is familiar with because he may or may not have eaten one at some point. So, with that, I'm going to say we're officially out of combat as the rats are firmly retreating. Easily could have been avoided if we wouldn't have shot that rat in the face. It's fine. It's fine.
Hey, that rat had it coming.
Had it coming. I'm assuming you guys are just going to begin heading up the mountain.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload my crossbow. Oh, fuck this rat catcher job.
As you're reloading, you make it, and you guys make it to the rest of the way up the mountain relatively with no issue. You get all the way to the rock shelf, and the door is closed, the hidden doorway that leads to the tunnel. But you know the way to do it. You know the way to open it. Seamus, you approach it, and that familiar deja vu sensation overcomes you as you reach in to the crevice and manage to kind of open it up with the hidden latch. And there's the grinding of gears and the clacking of machinery as the hidden rock just pulls away and opens up the path before you. It's at this point that it should be to note, you guys, that it is getting late. It is now like late afternoon. The sun will be going down within a couple hours, 2-3 hours. But you are free to head inside.
Well, unless Marius has anything he wants to do, we're going inside.
All right. The only thing Marius would probably say is like, Seamus, should we camp out here or should we camp inside?
I don't know. There's all these blasted rats all over this mountain. It might be safer inside.
Very well. Very well. And
Marius, give me a perception test real quick.
okay. That is going to be a 21 out of 41.
Okay. So Marius, as you see Seamus begin turning towards the tunnel, you just glance over to your left, almost reminiscing about the last time you were up here on the shelf. Previous to the last time you were up on the shelf where you skewered that goblin with that little spear. And you glance over in that direction, and sure as shit, about 100 yards on one of the bends onto one of the parts of the mountain, there's a couple goblins just kind of looking at you, just staring at you from around the corner. You see they've got black hoods obscuring their features, but they're just kind of like almost like comedy style, like three of them lined up, one on top of the other, just fingers on the edges and noses, their big bulbous noses sticking out, staring in your direction. And as soon as they notice that you glance eyes at them, they kind of and they duck back down behind the side. Not that you can hear them, but they definitely appear to be afraid of you.
I'll turn to Seamus for that. Eric, can I whisper to Seamus? Seamus, looks like we've got goblins over there. I guess we should go inside at least.
I remember the last time we fought goblins up here, there's damn poisoned weapons.
That's true. It's true. I'll kind of say, kind of loudly, towards the goblins.
Mm-hmm.
You better not follow me. And then let's go inside the.
Make me that intimidation check, Marius.
All right.
I'm sure it's going to be horrifying.
It's 42 out of 60.
Like, it's pretty good. It's still pretty good. I'll say you're pretty confident that those little shitty goblins ain't coming after you.
All right.
So, and the both of you duck into the tunnel. Are you lighting a torch, Seamus? Because you can't see anything. It is black in here. There's the light coming from the tunnel behind you, but you know that soon it's going to be complete darkness. Now, Marius is more attuned to surviving in mountainous regions and in tunnels specifically, and he can somewhat see in the dark. Would you like him to lead, or are you going to light a torch and proceed forward?
Yeah, knowing my good friend Marius for a while, I'll let him take over.
Mm-hmm.
I probably still tell Seamus to light a torch behind me so he could see,
Yes.
just in case something comes at him.
Of course, you also have your... You also have your helmet, Marius.
It's true.
You can light
I
a
might get a
candle if you
light
like.
off him. Yeah, I light a candle off his torch. You know?
Yes, light the candles on top of your helmet. Get those going.
Yep.
That dim candle light.
Yep. And start trudging down.
Okay, you guys begin moving down the tunnel. There is Marius. You would notice because you're leading the way, and Seamus, you would notice as you're passing through everything that this tunnel is. I mean, it's the same. It's the same tunnel. Nothing seems to have structurally changed with the tunnel, but you will notice that first off, there's this horrendous smell. It smells like wet animal, and it's just permeating. It's almost so thick that you think you can taste it. And it is a disgusting smell. It's just so gross. And that's when you notice, Marius, as you're walking down, that you step in something wet and you glance down, and you're not sure if it's a puddle of piss or blood or what, but you're stepping in something wet, and there's just puddles of it as you keep coming down the tunnel. If it is blood, it's not human. Your bet is probably on piss, though, judging from the smell coming off of it.
Okay.
There is also markings along the walls that are definitely of... You wouldn't know, but the players would know that are of Skaven origin. There are markings along the sides of God knows what. You guys can't read it. It would be heresy if you could read Queekish, but you would note there's no attempt to hide them. Apparently, the creatures are content knowing that this place is very, very well hidden, thinking that their secrets are safe in here. But there's obviously something going on in here. Would you like to proceed carefully, or are you just making your way straight to the domed room?
Yeah, I'd probably convey all the information that I'm seeing to Seamus. I'm sure he's seeing some of it too, you know.
Yes, he is. He is as well. It's over. It's very obvious. So you're both seeing this.
I figure we both probably think something's up, you know. We've been around the block a couple times, you know.
Exactly.
Well, so, you know, I did pick up Tunnel Rat.
You did.
So
Ooh.
I will be. I might douse my candles.
All right.
If Seamus still has his torch.
All right.
And then just carefully proceed.
Okay. I will mention this just because, you know, you just took it. It is specific to people looking for you.
Yeah.
It is not specific to people smelling for you.
Okay.
Just so you know. Because actually the Skaven don't have good eyesight. They have excellent noses.
Oh.
That's actually how they find their prey. So, just so you know.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. But you begin trudging just a little bit further ahead. I'm assuming you're still within eyesight of Seamus with his torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of staying close.
And you guys have been this way already twice now. So you come up to the piece of the tunnel that has been collapsed. And it looks identical, the same. And then you glance over at the obscured part of the tunnel that should be very hard to see, but now that you've seen it, you can easily draw back the thick black hide and that smells god-awful. Draw it back and then duck into the hidden passageway. Proceeding down the passageway, you make it to the domed room of the Old Ones. And it's just as you left it. Though there are some interesting candles laying about, almost in some kind of pattern. You're not sure exactly what. Go ahead and make me Both of you can make me an intelligence test.
Okay. Mine was a fail. 46 out of 36.
Okay. Seamus?
Yeah, mine was a 58 out of 41.
Okay. So neither of you...
Can I use a fortune to make a success?
You can. Okay. All right, so
I shall do.
Point. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So as you guys just get barely into the domed room, which it's very large. It's a very unique experience every time, just because it's so alien. The architecture is so strange. It's almost unnerving to the senses. But you glance around. Seamus is just happy to be out of the tunnel. He just kind of comes in here. He doesn't pay any mind to the candles. Now, the candles are unlit, but it looks like they were lit at some point. They've been burned down, but they're not currently lit. But Marius, you have an eye for things, especially lately with all the experience you've undergone. And glancing at the candles, you almost get like a familiar sense. Now, with just a success, you get that there's something odd about these candles. You just have an instinct of sorts. You walk over to the nearest one, which is not far. It's nearly by your feet. And you pick it up. And as soon as you pick it up, it feels greasy and nasty. Like it was made from animal fat, which a lot of candles are. But even more so than normal. And you pick it up and you bring it up to your nose, and this thing smells god-awful. You have no idea what it is, but you think that if you ever smelled it again, you would recognize it. Okay. So we'll just keep that in mind. I'll make a note of that, actually, for you. So then you I'm assuming, do you want to keep the candle?
I probably wouldn't keep a stinky candle.
Okay, so you just kind of drop it.
Yeah.
You just kind of drop it, and then you glance up at the pedestal that has all of the glyphs that are currently glowing. There's a dull blue light shimmering up through the glyphs themselves on top of the pedestal. In fact, all of the glyphs on the ground are also kind of emanating a dull light themselves. And the doorway that shimmers into existence is solid. For now. As you begin approaching the pedestal, Marius, you feel a tugging in your pack. What would you like to do?
I'll open my pack.
Okay, you open your pack, and you can feel that the leather-bound book is shifting in your pack on its own accord.
I'll probably grab the book.
Okay.
Seamus, this book, it's flipping around.
And it is Seamus. It's visibly moving in his hands, Seamus.
This is a strange place, Marius. Remember those heads? They came alive and attacked me last time we were here.
Oh, I do, headsman, I do.
There's foul magic in here.
It's very true.
Speaking of which, suddenly, Harry Potter style, the book grows teeth and bites your fingers off, Marius. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It's a mimic.
It doesn't. So, anyways, so the book is shifting, and the latch is still clasped, so it can't open. It's trying to open itself. Is what you feel like's happening.
Oh, Seamus, I never know what to do at these points. Should I open it so it feels like the book wants to open, but should I do it? It feels wrong.
Maybe you should just open it and throw it somewhere.
I guess I could just kind of like kind of get ready, kind of prep myself for like whatever's about to happen.
Okay.
And then take the key and unlatch it.
Okay.
See what's gonna happen.
You slide the key in, and as you slide the key in, the bead of sweat pools on your forehead. You know this isn't going to be a pleasant experience. You
there is.
click the key, and the latch comes undone. And Marius Wolf needs to make me a cool test.
Oh, all right. That is a, what's my cool at? Oh yeah, it's a 54 out of 60.
Ooh, man, nice. That was
Nice.
close. That was close.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
pretty close.
Okay, so you are prepared. You know, you got a success. You're prepared for what's to come. Immediately, the book moves on its own, and it almost instinctually you reach out with your other hand to steady it, and as you do, your fingers touch the pages. And as soon as they do, your mind slips, and you just kind of go dumbfounded. And Seamus, you look at Marius, and he's just slack-jawed looking at this book. But before you can do anything, Seamus, on Marius's end, suddenly you're seeing visions. You're seeing something on these pages. Suddenly it's inking itself in what is probably blood. It's inking symbols in quick succession. A series of symbols. And almost like they burn into your mind. Like you could see them if you closed your eyes right now. And as it does, I need you to roll me a d10, Marius.
Oh no! All right. 2.
Okay. So as the symbols begin to fade, the blood on the page begins to ink itself into what can only be described as a picture, a scene, as it unfolds before you. You see suddenly the vision shifts to almost like a global scale. You see essentially a map, almost like the shape of the continents. There's places inked on this page that shouldn't exist, that you know as a good man of the Empire. There's nothing below the borderlands. There's nothing deep past the orcs, but somehow it's showing you down far, far, far down into the desert and then into the mountains again. And then it shifts. It's almost like it zooms in. And you're looking at a large doorway that you think might be white, though this is inked in blood, so the shadows are iffy. It's a massive, massive archway, which appears to be made of stone, and it is flanked by 2 towering faces of what can only be described as Dawi. They look like dwarven faces carved into the sides of this mountain. The page then shifts through the door and into what you can only assume is the hold. And it goes deeper and deeper. Passages are flying by. Piles of gold and jewels and gems and arms and armor flash before you. Then finally, it shifts onto just a plain piece of wall. And there is a room etched into this wall, very unassumingly. And as soon as you see it, Marius, you recognize it. This is the exact same room that is around Amberbelly's neck on his necklace. It's identical. And then the page fades. And Seamus, you see as Marius's eyes return, almost like they roll back to normal. And his body begins moving on its own volition and moves to the pedestal and begins pressing these symbols set into the pedestal into a certain order, and they begin lighting up. And it's about this time that, Marius, you come back to yourself, and you're just standing at the pedestal. You've moved a few feet without you doing it of your own accord.
Oh, so, Seamus, I feel like I've traveled a great distance. So a large desert below the wastes. Saw giant faces that look like amber belly. A hold, magnificent hold with gems, gold, armor and weapons. A rune that looked like Amber Belly's necklace that he wears around his fat neck. And just kind of like trying to refocus myself and seeing if the book is showing me anything else.
It is not. In matter of fact, it is closed.
Okay. I feel like the book wants us to go there.
The book wants us to go out into a desert?
God, I think so. At this point, I guess I'll kind of close the book and kind of head up to there's a pedestal in the center, right? That
you're standing at the pedestal. In fact, the runes that your body pressed while you weren't awake are now thrumming, and bright light pierces through them, and all of a sudden, a very similar sensation passes over you as there is a blinding light that just encompasses this entire room briefly. You're both blinded. It's for a moment. You kind of shield your eyes. This has happened once before, though it's still probably horrifying each time. And as the light begins to fade, you both lower your arms, and the doorway on the other side of the pedestal, opposite of the way you came in, is translucent. And once again, the pathway is opened. What would you guys like to do?
Gonna fucking walk through it. Oh yeah. Sorry.
I think this door might be going to where you've had your vision.
I'm sure it's going to be a pleasant journey, Seamus. Nothing to worry about. And I guess I'll get ready to step through whenever Seamus is ready.
After you, Marius.
All right. And as you guys approach the door, that's where we're going to take our first break.